Well, a lot of the manufacturers are watching these developments very, very closely, and they're worried. They're worried about the escalation that we're seeing. As you had mentioned, both China and the U.S. have slapped tariffs on each other with $16 billion worth of goods. That brings the total amount of goods affected on each side to $50 billion. And now we, of course, see that looming ahead is the threat that the U.S. and then potentially China doing some other countermeasures of the U.S. imposing $200 billion worth of goods. In a statement today, Karen, as you had also mentioned, the Commerce Ministry had said that they resolutely oppose this and also that they would continue to take necessary countermeasures. Now, the people where I am, which is Dongguan, an industrial zone in China, are very concerned, and the factory boss here where I am now, as well as other manufacturers, have said that the tariffs that are already in place have already been affecting their businesses.
China factory owner Mark Wong is in shock these days, thanks to President Trump. The maker of lights and candle holders received a letter from his biggest customer, a U.S. retailer, urging him to split the cost of a 10% tariff imposed on his products by the Trump administration. 10% is too high, he says. It's just too much for any of us to absorb.
Factories like this one have been the backbone of China's traditional exports and major suppliers for American households.
But with labor and raw material costs up as much as 15% from last year, many manufacturers here are struggling. Wong says more than half of his sales will be hit by the tariffs. So he's looking for new customers in Europe and the Middle East, dropping low-margin products and cutting back on sales to the U.S. We need to shrink our volumes and focus on what we do best, he says. Otherwise, we can't survive. Wong says the weaker yuan hasn't brought relief, and moving production out of China won't work.
Business people like Wong say that it's not that easy to move the supply chain. He says that his raw materials and his suppliers are nearly all in the same place. And on this street alone, there are 20 factories that are making LED lights and candle holders just like Wong.
Wong believes the trade war will last as long as Trump is in power, at least 2 years, he says. We can't afford orders that don't make money. We won't kill ourselves just to stay in the U.S. market, leaving fewer choices and potentially higher prices for U.S. consumers.
And looking ahead, Wong says that he is closely observing the ongoing discussions that are going on in Washington. He would love to see a breakthrough, but Karen, he says that he is managing down his expectations as to what will be able to come out of that meeting.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.